Hi everyone. I've been absent from YouTube for a few weeks now because I've been building and launching Tier 1 of the Paco Straws framework for emotional stabilization for women. The framework was launched on June 15th, and I would so love your eyes on it to give me feedback about what works, what could be improved, and what you'd want to see in Tier 2, which is in development. But for now, let me backtrack for a moment and share something with you. I live in a beautiful and magical part of the world and in a beautiful and magical part of the country. I'm right by the ocean. I get to walk on the beach, on the long walkway along the seaside, and I get to nip across to a world-class marina and absorb the mentality of abundance. I also get to be out and about at all hours of the day and night safely, and for most of those hours, people are out there living their lives with a laid-back ethos. This country is a socialist's dream in the best sense. I operate in the sister discipline of psychology with a PhD and 4 decades of research and counseling experience. I'm also a published author of multiple books on stress and emotional well-being. And we in this country, like most of the rest of the world, have stresses, especially these days with still more economic issues, with so much instability, and with a few other things that concern me. High stress levels that can be inevitable because of life. The Stoics have as their cornerstone the concept of what is up to us, what is not up to us, what we can control, what we cannot control. If one adopts this, it removes a large portion of how we experience the stress of life. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl shared how he lived this philosophy in the most horrific circumstances. If this philosophy can be applied in those circumstances, how much easier would it be for us living regular lives to apply it to our lives? We cannot control rough seas, but we can learn to navigate our own boats within those rough seas. I learned to do this when life brought me stretches of emotional quicksand that came within inches of drowning me. Those times were very heavy, terrifying even, but somehow I managed to remain somewhat afloat and find steadier ground. This gave rise to my desire to offer a simple strategy to all women who are dealing with their own versions of quicksand. The framework that I developed was born of real life and real struggle, not in a laboratory or from theory. It came from lived experience and from having spent years listening to and observing how women experience emotional overload and what the consequences are. I like to think I heard and saw their pain and responded. The broad 3-tier framework then birthed the means for women to do a personal check-in with, with their stress levels. Nothing threatening, nothing clinical, just a check-in to see where they are. And from there came Tier 1 of the framework for understanding stress through interpretation and pattern recognition, the Stress Interpreter Reset. The links for both the check-in and the Stress Interpreter Reset are at the end of the videos. I have learned that when life is heavy, the solution needs to be lighter, which is why the Paco Straws Stress Interpreter Reset was designed to make women who are already struggling feel buoyant, not buried, in control of their lives, not at the mercy of their stress. Because when someone is struggling, she does not need more pressure or a 5-year plan. She needs simple tools to give her oxygen so she can breathe. The reset gives her those tools. Why not give it a try and be one of my beta testers so we can make this a tool that helps women navigate rough seas? And if you have a podcast, newsletter, coaching practice, or community for women focusing on resilience, burnout, confidence, emotional well-being. I would love to contribute a guest article, interview, a workshop, or discussion for your audience. Please see the contact form at the end of the videos. Here are the links for the check-in, for the reset, and to contact me, as well as the links for my Amazon books and my profile.